for a lot of us, it has to be slammed in our face. We kind of have to slam our head against the wall to get it and go, wait a minute, I've gotten this message before. Boom. That's a message from Spirit. They're trying to get your attention. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Dina Haynes, author of the original reality book series, here to teach you how to deliberately create the life of your dreams through manifestation and scripting. And today I'm going to be talking about how to connect to your spirit guides. But before we get into it, I'm going to take care of a little business. Now, if you'd like to skip to the content and you don't want to hear about free stuff that's coming up, then go to the comments below. I will pin a comment that with a timestamp so that you can skip directly to the content of the video. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what kind of topics you'd like me to discuss regarding manifestation. Once you like, subscribe, and comment on the video, you automatically get entered into a drawing where I select one person every month to receive a free 30-minute manifestation coaching session with me. And we will go over your specific manifestations, at least the ones that are giving you the most trouble. We'll do a little tarot reading if you'd like. If you don't want to wait to see who's the winner of the drawing every month, you can always just book a session with me. My prices are right here. I offer 30 and 60-minute sessions. And don't forget to watch Wednesday's video. I'm doing a tarot read where I give you messages directly from spirit guides, where I tell you what their messages are for the week. And it just kind of sets a tone, gives you something, a base to focus on. And now that that business is taken care of, let's get into the video. Okay, so spirit guides, I mean, that's pretty much your higher self. Some people call it God. Yes, God is within. Your spirit guide, angels, these are different terms people use to describe what that is. And you might have some of your own, but it's all basically the same thing. Connecting to your spirit guide is really just alignment. When you align your beliefs and your thoughts to your desires, you are aligning yourself with God, with your spirit guide, with your angels. So right off the bat, the first thing you can do to connect to your spirit guide is to manifest it. Hello! And you do that by writing down affirmations. You can give thanks for them. So you can say things like, I am grateful to know my spirit guide so well. I am grateful that I receive clear messages from my spirit guide. And when you say these things, give thanks. Always, this is my thing, give thanks at the end of it. Say thank you, thank you, thank you. There is power in the multiples, especially power in multiples of 3. You want to give thanks and gratitude. You want to make your statement a form of gratitude. I am grateful that, or I am grateful to be. I am grateful that I am. And you want to be saying, I am. Dot, 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 dot. Then you're probably asking yourself, okay, well, how do I connect to my spirit guide? What does it sound like? How do the messages come? They come in many different ways. Some of them are audibly. They'll are basically what you would think are your thoughts. I'll get into that a little bit later, so stay tuned. The other ways that you get messages are from like songs. Messages come from other people. It could be your friends, your family. And I'm not meaning like they're consciously giving you messages from spirit. I mean, they'll just say something in passing and all of a sudden it just resonates. Like it hits you and you're like, it's almost like you feel the grain of truth in it. And the grain of truth, it hits you. It honestly feels like visceral. You can feel it in your body, kind of in your sternum maybe. You feel like, whoa, that sounded like that was really meant for me. I was really meant to hear that at that moment. And usually it's because you've heard the message before. So another way spirit gives you messages is in multiples. And that's why it'll eventually resonate. But you have to be listening. You have to be desiring to hear these messages. If you don't want to hear these messages, then you won't. It's just like, in all of manifestation, we are always manifesting. So when you become a deliberate creator, you manifest purposefully. If you haven't made a conscious desire to hear these messages, then you won't. And you'll think everybody's crazy and you'll call them coincidences, right? As opposed to synchronicities. Coincidences, if you are of that mindset and you use that term, that just means you don't believe. And manifestation is about belief. So if you stay in a mental state of disbelief, then you just won't ever become a deliberate creator. You have to believe. Messages come in synchronicities. They come in multiples. And that is how we're able to hear them, because we're hard-headed. For a lot of us, it has to be slammed in our face. We kind of have to slam our head against the wall to get it and go, wait a minute, I've gotten this message before. Boom. That's a message from spirit. They're trying to get your attention. You can also get them in songs. Like maybe you happen to be listening to a song on the radio and all of a sudden the lyrics just kind of cut through your fog, right? I feel like a lot of the times we walk around in a fog, we're just kind of in our own heads in all kinds of things, worries, responsibilities, whatever. Sometimes you'll be listening to a song and a lyric will just come through in the song that you're currently listening to. And you can tune yourself. You can go, okay, I'm going to be listening to music. Spirit, if you have a message for me, let's hear it. And whatever song you listen to, just listen to the lyrics. And whatever is resonating with you, meaning you feel like there's a message here, maybe it feels like it's something you've heard multiple times, then that is a message from spirit. Another thing with your thoughts is there are fearful thoughts and then there are not fearful thoughts. Fearful thoughts definitely are just your fears. Those are the thoughts that you really need to change in order to soften your resistance so that you can get in the mindset of believing what you desire, that you can have what you desire. And it's also to soften your resistance to hearing your spirit guides' messages, because they're sending you messages all the time. Once you soften your resistance, you can hear it better. I went through a long stage. This was really probably, my longest conscious stage of my spiritual path, where I was like, I knew that my guides were giving me messages because I would hear them once in a while. Once I started hearing them, I wanted to hear them all the time, because those are the messages that will steer you in the right direction. If you don't want to have to be making decisions and being responsible for your decisions, then you got to listen to spirit. They're guiding you. The answers are right there. So I began manifesting like mad. I was like, I want to hear the messages. I would beg my spirit guides, make it crystal clear to me what messages you're giving me. And the more I kept doing that, then the more I started seeing and hearing and feeling the messages from spirit. And this is only going to help you in terms of your manifestation, because you'll get so good at it that then you can manifest on the spot, something that Abraham Hicks calls segment intending, or other people would call just manifesting instantly. That is how you do it. You manifest instantly. Once you get aligned with your spirit guides, all you have to do is but think it, and it will happen. The spirit guides will unfold events to bring it into your life. So the first task is to notice that you're having fearful thoughts, or notice what the fearful thoughts are, differentiate them from the other thoughts. So what happens and how you do that is when you have to become conscious of what you're thinking most of the time. And then ask yourself, is that thought coming from a place of fear? Or is it coming from a good feeling place? Like, this is a great idea. So, for a lot of people who are manifesting a specific person, a lot of the times they get impulses like, I'm just going to call that person, or I'm just going to go over there. I'm just going to put myself in the position to run into them. These are thoughts that come from a place of fear. You're just scared that your manifestation isn't going to work. And so you take the reins and you go, I'm going to make it happen. That's just fear. And once you're able to distinguish if it's a fearful thought or not, then you can start listening to the thoughts that are not fearful. The not fearful thoughts, you have to ask yourself, does this feel like a really good idea? Does it feel like it's going to be fantastic, that it's going to be good for either all parties involved, or you just know it's going to have a great outcome, you feel confident in it? Then that's a good thought. Or maybe it's a thought that is filled with love. If it feels like a loving thought, like even if it's something you don't believe, but it comes from a place of love, this thought, that is a good thought. That is a message from your spirit guides. And then for the fearful thoughts, once you recognize that you're having a fearful thought, maybe it's just something you tell yourself, like I'm ugly or I'm stupid or whatever, or that's not going to work out for me because of this. Whatever the negative fearful thought is, you just flip it and you turn it around. No, this is going to work out. These things have worked out in the past. Things are always working out for me. You can infuse an affirmation. That's one of my favorite affirmations. Things are always working out for me easily and effortlessly. Infuse a positive thought that is the exact opposite of the negative thought. And then with this practice, you'll be turning these fearful thoughts into positive thoughts, and you will start to hear more messages from spirit, because messages from spirit are always positive, always. And another thing to be careful of is to make note of your response to the thought, because sometimes it could be the thought isn't a fearful thought, but maybe your response to it is. Like maybe it's a new idea. Maybe spirit is giving you the message, telling you to go for something. Maybe it's an idea that you never heard of, like maybe we'll just say books. Maybe your spirit guide is telling you you should write a book. And then you go, oh, but I couldn't do that because I'm not a good writer, or no one would want to read what I have to say or what I write. In this case, the idea could be a great idea, but it's your response to it that is fearful. And this is another thing to watch out for. If it's an idea that initially you're just like, ooh, that's a cool idea. Yeah, that does feel like something I'd like to do. And then all of a sudden you infuse it with the negatives, that means it's a message from spirit, but you are having a negative response to it, a fearful response. And in that case, that just means you have to change your views on it, because it could be something that could be great. It could be leading you to the next best thing in your life. So that's another key to look out for. But all of these things, once you start practicing them, and really it starts with, well, first of all, hearing your thoughts. Tune in. You're becoming a deliberate manifester. It's all about tuning into what you're thinking. And then differentiating, is this coming from a place of fear? Does this feel good when I think about it? Is my reaction just a fearful, coming from a place of fear? Then you're on your way to softening your resistance enough to where you can hear message from spirit more clearly. Okay, so that is it for this video. If you liked it, please hit the like button. It does something to the algorithm that allows other people to watch my videos. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the little bell icon, comment down below, let me know what topics about manifestation you'd like me to talk about in the future, and I will totally oblige you. And I will see you next time.